Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be doing something I think is probably one of my favourite things to do to my cars, I guess you would say. Today we're going to be adding some bass. So what I've got here is a 12-inch 1000 watt Fusion subwoofer. It's the black edition because I didn't want the green in my car, so we've gone with black. I'm going to be building it in to, I guess there's a bit of like a cavity, sort of a pocket sort of thing in the side here. And what I've actually done is, I didn't film this because I just quickly done it on a weekend, but what I have made up is basically it's just a flat bit of craft wood sort of thing that I've wrapped in carpet, and it's been cut to the exact, I guess, the exact fit of in that pocket. So as you can see, it's a bit of a weird shape. It's not really level, and you know, it took me I guess a pretty long time to figure out the exact shape, but we've got it. Oh, sorry, I keep burping. That's not good. Anyway, we've got what we need. This is what the subwoofer is going to be getting attached into, obviously, and all we got to do is run the cables and I guess install an amplifier, which what I have got is a 1600 watt monoblock amplifier. So both the subwoofer and the amplifier are they're 250 watts RMS, like rated, so that's what they'll put out. So they're equal. It should give some pretty good bass, and especially because I've got the larger amplifier, it will, I guess, deliver more power to the subwoofer. So what we're going to be doing today is, well, not doing this because I finished this now. We're just going to be running the cables and I guess installing it all. I've got to go to work later today, so I'm hoping I can get it done. Otherwise I might have to come and do it tonight because I sort of want it done by tomorrow because I got an event on and I want the sub for. So fingers crossed we can get it done. If not, that sucks, but I'll just quickly do it. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so what I've got here is the monoblock amplifier. Now, as you can see, it's tiny. It's the size of my hand. When I first bought it, I didn't actually expect it to be this small, but I'm sort of happy it is this small because I can fit it in, I guess, smaller places. What I'm going to do here is these sides remove so you can access the, I guess, the holes for the screw so you can like mount it. I'm going to be mounting it up under here. I'm going to do it to the right. I would like to do it in the center, but there's a light there, so I decided to do it the right side, which is closer to the actual subwoofer. I just want it there so it's out of the way. I don't really want to fix it to the sides or anything. I know it would look cool, like showing, like I guess showing it, but it'd be fine hanging down like that. And I've got some screws that will drill up into it and give it some good hold. So let's start by taking the sides off, then we're going to screw it up. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be running all my cables up through, I guess, the main, I guess, body of the car, I guess you could say. Just so all the cables hidden, I'm just going to tuck them straight up into holes. I don't need to drill any because there's already pre-holes there. So yeah, we're just going to hide all the cables and just going to run. And then to get to the head unit, I'm going to run down the left side of the car, just under the door trims and stuff. I'm not going to pull out seats or anything, I don't think, hopefully. Power cables goes to the battery, obviously. And then subwoofer comes to this cabling, obviously. So let's just start running. Okay, so it's now time to run our cables up to the head unit. I've got the power, the ground, and the, I guess, the speaker cable, sorry, already run. They've all gone through. I've dropped them out. Okay, as you can see here, we've got the cable. So our power and our ground are there, and our speaker cable is here. That runs to over here, obviously, and then we have our power and our ground there, which is a ground point just down the corner there, and now I'm going to connect that up. So as I said, now it's time to run the speakers, I guess the cables to the head unit. So what we're running is we've got this little green remote wire here, so that just tells the amp to turn on when I turn the car on. We've got our RCA leads, which will be running, because I've got a factory head unit, I'm using this. It is a high level adapter thing. So these little cables there, you wire up to your speaker cables, and then you got RC leads out. So we'll be running the RC leads from the amplifier to the head unit. And then this one here, which is a black, sort of like a flat, I guess, 4-pair cable, that'll be running our bass remote. So this is just a little remote that I can adjust the bass level from the driver's seat. So it's just a bit easy. You don't have to, you know, if you want to tune it or anything, you don't have to get out and get a little screwdriver and come to the back and unscrew and stuff like that. Just heaps easier. You can just twist it when you're there if you want to turn it up, if you want to turn it down, you know what I mean. I guess we're going to run them down the left side of the car like I said before. The way I'm going to do it, well I actually don't really know how I'm going to get from the boot to I guess the cabin area, but what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to run it under all this like door jams sort of thing, the paneling and stuff. I'm going to take all that off, take the side off, take all down this side off, run the cables up under the dash here, and I'm going to run them across and straight into the head unit. So hopefully that won't take too long, and hopefully it'll be easy. I'm feeling like it's going to be a bit tricky to do, and it's 9 o'clock now, so I've got to, in like 3 hours or so, I've got to go to work. So I really want to get this done. I'm just going to push through it, and I guess we'll see if it works or if it doesn't work. I don't know, we'll find out. So basically I'm just going to tape them together and just start pulling the cables once I take all the door trims out and stuff like that. Okay, so I've got the wires ran from the back to the front, they're just here. Now these are actually, the leads that they give you with my kit was about, I think they're 5 meters or something, especially this black one knows 5 meters. So I'm guessing the other ones are basically the same length. Now for me, I was hoping to go up to the front, then just along the carpet, then come into the back of the head unit. That's not going to work because these leads are too short. So what I'm going to have to do is but go along through the carpet just here in front of the seat. So I'm going to take out all the dash components, of this side anyway, so the glove box and all these side panels, and then I'm going to get the cables and push them all the way under, and they're going to come up and then just go in underneath the head unit up this side here. And then fingers crossed they should be long enough to reach to the head unit so I can do all the wiring up. So this is our little high level adapter thing here. Now your speakers hook up to them too, I'm pretty sure. Yep. They're 2 speakers, so a positive and negative of 2 speakers, and then you got your ground cable. So what I'm going to do is that's going to hook up onto that harness there, and then I'm going to run that through, and the cables can hook onto there. Okay, so I'm going to start putting all the trim pieces back on and the back seats because I don't need them off anymore. So I'm going to run through, do the trim, do the seats, and then don't know, oh yeah, I might do some of the stuff in the boot here. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly do that. Okay, so I put all the car back, those parts back together that I don't need anymore. Now, what I'm going to say is I was thinking of doing a sort of a before and after, but you're not going to really be able to tell before, so I think I might just do after, and you're just going to have to trust me. I'm going to start by wiring up the head unit side, and then I'll come back to the boot and I'll do everything all at once. So I guess let's just go start wiring up the head unit, and I won't put it all back in. I'll wire it all up and just sort of rest it in there, just in case something goes wrong and you got to pull it all back out again. I don't want that to happen, so let's just see how we go. Okay, so like I said before, how I've got to extend this green cable because it's just like it's legit, it's like this much too short, which really sucks, but it's alright. We'll just extend it. This is a blue one, it's the same thing. I'm gonna just use that. Now if you have a soldering iron and you know how to solder and it works and all that stuff, definitely solder all your wires. I highly recommend that. It's just a better connection. So what I'm going to be doing is basically twisting and taping, but I'm going to use heat shrink, which is a little bit better, and I'm just going to make sure I get a good connection. And the extension is done. Now I'm just going to feed, I don't need all of that, let's just cut that off there. I'm just going to feed it back through where I had it. And that's that one. So there's our remote cable and there's those ones. So now we go around the other side and we're going to cut the harness. So make sure you get this part right. Okay, change of plans. We're not going to do the harness up the front just in case I have to go to work soon, which I pretty much do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on wiring up the amplifier. This doesn't matter if I have to quickly run off to work because it's just, it's pretty simple. Whereas the harness, if I start cutting up the harness and stuff, I don't really want to be moving my car and having power going to it. And then when I come back tonight, then I'll start wiring, I guess, put the power and do the harness and everything, and then I should be sweet. Okay, so I'm going to put this carpet, I'm going to use the pin clips and put the carpet back into its location so I can size up, I guess, size up the carpet bit I've made and the subwoofer so I can get this end done. So this is how it's going to sit in the side there. So you can't really know, well, sort of, I'm going to push that back further. But it's just going to sit in there basically like that. The subwoofer's going to, you know, mount to this, push back into there, should be all sweet. I'm ready to put the actual subwoofer in. So I've got a cable here, I've already stripped this, or this side of it, and I'm just twisting them up. I've pre-drilled the holes, sort of, there's a few done, so I'm just going to start with it. And now I'm just going to install it in, screw it up, and that side will be done. Okay, so sadly I've got to go to work now, but I'll be back later tonight to finish it off. But pretty much all I've got to do now is just, I guess, connect it all up. So I've got the subwoofer in, and well, I think it actually turned out pretty well. Apart from that little gap there, but that's alright, it will get covered by the plastic trim. All I've got to do now is fix up all the wiring behind here and put it to a ground and a power. And then I've just got to connect everything up to the main wiring harness, and then we're good to go. So I'll be back later tonight to finish all that off. For you it's going to be a second, for me it's going to be hours, so I'll see you in a second.
A few moments later.
Anyway, back to what we're doing. Before I left to go to work, I ended up just doing some things. So I ended up put the fuse on, and then also the ring to go on the positive terminal. And then this is our power cable here, which is going to go on the other side of the fuse. So I'm going to do that. The sub's all in. I'm not sure if I showed you that, I can't really remember. Amps all wired up. Once I do this power cable, all then I've got to do is go to the front and do the wiring harness, so it'll be sweet. Okay everyone, I've just finished wiring up everything. So the wiring harness up the front is done. We've got the remote wire, we've got the RCA leads, as well as, what was the other one? Oh, base remote. So they're all wired up now, we're all done, everything's wired up. I've got the power connected up, I've got the ground, speaker cables connected, everything is done. And we basically, I'm just ready to test it before I guess put everything back together. So this is the first test, fingers crossed everything works. And keep in mind that on the base remote, I've got it turned all the way down. And on the amplifier out the back, I haven't changed anything. So it's however it come, I'm not sure what it's on, to be honest with you. So I guess let's just see how it goes. Okay, so that's on 30. It's a little bit bassy. I can definitely hear it. Let's turn it up. Okay, it's on very minimal. If you ever need a helper. Yeah, so the bass is definitely working. I'm gonna have to play around with it, turn some things up. I feel like it's very low because I turned that up. Oh, that's really close. I turned that up full. I couldn't really tell any difference, so I'm definitely gonna have to play with the back ones. There's little dials that you put in with a little flat blade screwdriver. So I don't really need to show you that because I guess it's about personal preference to how bassy you want it, how the tremble, all those sorts of things, a fader and all that. I'll let you guys do that on your own. I'm going to play around with mine a bit and then just put everything back together. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so, like, you know, spanned out throughout the day and probably wasn't that informative, but anyway, this is me just putting in a new subwoofer, I guess, to my car. I had to have it done by tomorrow because I have an event on, like I said. Like the video if you like the video, and leave any comments if you've got any questions or anything. I'm happy to answer them. Yeah, I guess I'll just see you next video. Bye guys.